Shark MMA Show. All right, guys, we're live now on Twitch. And today I got a very special guest with me, AJ Banjo. He's a fellow podcaster. He has his own podcast. So we'll get the promos out of the way. I forget, what's the name of your podcast again? Fight Talk or something?
Let's Talk Fights.
Let's Talk Fights. Sorry about that, dude. Let's Talk Fights. That's great, man. That's great. So how long you've been you're kind of like new starting out, right?
Yeah. And a pretty new podcast, but we'll be covering everything UFC. I'm going to be getting into some of the fights coming up.
Yeah, actually, well, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing over some fight picks for UFC 261 in about a second. But yeah, guys, when you're watching this, don't forget we're live now on Twitch, but this will also go goes on my podcast. I have a new I've had podcast episodes. Follow me on my YouTube channel. AJ.
Yeah.
You put your podcast episodes out weekly or bi-weekly, or like how do you do it?
Weekly, every Monday.
Weekly?
Yeah, every Monday.
Okay, yeah. So you have a certain date.
Yeah.
So his podcast puts out a new episode every Monday. So follow him. So you do do you interview MMA fighters as well, or you just do recaps and stuff like that?
Doing recaps, yeah. All the fights that go down on the weekends. Catch us on Mondays.
AJ, can you hear me?
Can you do it? Yeah. Can you hear me? Good. I can hear you.
Yeah. So where are you from? Where are you located anyway?
The UK, London. Yeah.
Like where are you located?
Yeah.
That's great, man. Yeah. I've had a few guys on the show from London. I had some guy who called himself the Sales Samurai. That's cool. Yeah. So what do you think about the fights coming up on UFC 261, which I believe is not this Saturday, it's next Saturday.
Yeah.
So this particular episode, I'm gonna air either on Wednesday or on Thursday. Cool, when I do fight picks, I like to put them out before the fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got a pretty good main card. We got Anthony Smith coming back. You got Uriah Hall fighting Chris Weidman. Wow. And
it's
then,
a pretty stacked card.
Zhang Weili versus Rose Namajunas, and then Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade. Didn't they fight already? I'm trying to remember if they fought. Did they fight already?
No, actually, Rose fought Andrade recently. Andrade is moving up weight class to fight Valentina.
Oh, she's in a higher weight class.
Yeah.
Trying to see who's on the preliminary card. Alex Oliveira. Is that the guy I'm thinking of that's really good off his back? Nah. Oh, it's the Cowboy. It's the Brazil. He calls himself the Cowboy. Yeah. So you got him fighting Randy Brown in the undercard. Yeah, they got a pretty good card. But I guess we could just start with the. I like that Cowboy guy. But we could start, I guess, with the main card. You got Anthony Smith and Jimmy Crute, who's Jimmy Crute is 12-1. I don't recall ever seeing a fight, but Anthony Smith, he fought for the belt, right?
Against Jones, yeah. He's a vet. He's a veteran in the game. That's going to be a really tough fight. I think it is kind of Jimmy Crute's fight to win. He is coming off a knockout win in his last fight. He's been really impressive. He's one of them guys who has strong hands. He can take the fight out at any point. Anthony Smith is a veteran, but he is coming off a few losses, and really hasn't found that spark in his last few fights. So I think I'm leaning towards Jimmy on this one, just because he's been looking really impressive. It seems like in the UFC, it's time for the young guns who are coming for these legend spots.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept here. Let me just, I don't know. Because Anthony Smith, I think he win his last fight, but it wasn't that impressive. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
he won
did.
by submission, and then the one before that he lost. Like, yeah, he came off.
Yeah,
He had a 2-loss win streak, and from what I recall, is that he didn't do that well. Like, he won, but it was like
he's a little bit of a slower start, so
a
it's
ring rust or something.
yeah.
But you never know. So you got the other guy. I don't know. I don't
I
know
got
who I
Jimmy.
pick for that one. I don't know who I would pick for that one.
It's a tough one. I think that could be
Yeah,
a sleeper fight on the card. Both guys are really good,
yeah,
really good.
because Jimmy, he's got a knockout. I'll probably go with him because I think he's younger, man. I hate to say it, I
Yeah,
gotta put my glasses on. My eyes are shot, bro. Yeah. Oh, that is so much better. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little better. Oh, turn the light off. Yeah, this way you can see me better. Yeah, man. So
cool.
I'll probably agree with you. I'll go with Jimmy Crute on that one. I'm gonna go with him because of I think Anthony's getting up there in age,
Yeah,
and and but then again, you never know. I've seen
yeah,
him, but I gotta give him credit though, right? Because before he went to the UFC, like I remember him fighting Hager Gracie. He lost. Then I didn't really follow Strikeforce that much back
yeah,
then, and then he kind of fell off. But once he got into the UFC, he was doing really well.
yeah, yeah.
Now I'm
And
wondering if he had fought. Who was that guy that fought John Jones last? Uh,
Dominic Reyes.
yeah.
Yeah,
If I wonder if Anthony had fought him instead of, let's say, John Jones wasn't a champ, I'm wondering if he would have won.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
Definitely see that.
you never know. And then we got now this one. I'm actually shocked. I thought Chris Weidman versus Uriah Hall, right?
Yeah,
Chris Weidman has been doing. I don't want to disrespect him because he's affiliated with Henzo, and I'm affiliated with Henzo too. But
yeah,
he was supposed to retire. Like he had I think it was like a neck injury,
yeah,
very bad neck injury, and he was like, "All right, I'm done." But these guys all get the itch, or I don't know, maybe they ran out of money and they got no other means of income.
exactly.
Back. So, and I think like usually what happens is he comes out strong and then he gets knocked out. Like when he fought, what was that guy's name? Like he went up to heavyweight and he got his ass knocked out. What was Yoel Romero? That's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
He was
Bad
messing him
knockout.
up till he got knocked
Yeah,
out. So that
yeah,
knee came out
yeah.
of nowhere,
I knew he
right?
was terrifying.
I
Yeah,
was like, I'm like, oh, Wyman's coming back, and then
yeah.
bang. But yeah,
Bang.
man. I mean, I
Nice
didn't see
beast.
this one fight. His last one, he did one, but he did lost two previous to that. Then you got Uriah Hall, which I have to admit, he's got to be like the biggest disappointment to me.
Yeah,
Because I remember
yeah,
watching him on the ladder. I'm like, you see that one knockout kick, and I think he did the same spin kick in the
yeah,
UFC. outside the Ultimate Fighter, I'm like, all right, this guy is going to be a top contender, if not the champ. And he never really pulled it off.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to be able to take it to that next level, that champ level, top 5.
Yeah, so I don't know. So he's coming off a win. Weidman's coming off a win. So I think
Yeah,
this is going to be one of those fights. Now Uriah has a 3-fight win streak. So I'm
yeah, he's
probably
been
going to
more
lean
active.
towards him,
Yeah, same. He's been more
right?
active.
Now, if Weidman if Weidman sticks to his wrestling roots, that would probably be his only shot because he's got really good wrestling, And then
I
he
think
trains with
so.
Max Sarah, and so he's got good jiu-jitsu and stuff. But I don't know, man. I think if I had to put money down, I'm gonna go with Uriah Hall on that one.
I think so.
I mean,
I think he's trying to make a run for the title, and I think he's putting up a few good wins in the past. His last one against Anderson Silva, Anderson Silva's last fight in the UFC.
yeah,
He did look okay in that. I did feel he should have probably taken Silva out a little bit earlier. I don't know if there was maybe like some respect he's showing him, but um,
yeah,
yeah, I have to go over Uriah Hall. He's just been more active. He's been in the octagon more than Chris has recently, and I think that
yeah. And I'm
it's going to
wondering, did
show.
they ever put him up against the Israel, the airbender, whatever he calls himself,
Yeah,
stylebender? Did they
yeah. I
ever?
don't think
No,
they
they haven't
faced.
fought.
No, no,
And
not
this is
yet.
in this, and this is in this weight class.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It's
that would be
interesting. Seems like
interesting to see. That would be interesting
yeah,
to see. Although Uriah's
yeah,
getting up there in age now, he's like
yeah.
36.
It
But
looks
that
like
would be a good fight.
Stylebender is what Uriah Hall should have been, or what they wanted him to be.
I thought that's what he was going to be.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like I'm not into football, but like when they do those, well, in the United States football, right? They do
yeah, yeah,
those college football picks, and they think these guys are going to be star quarterbacks or running
yeah.
backs, whatever. I actually was uh, disappointed in him. There was another guy that kind of disappointed me too, but this was before. I think it was after or Roger Huerta. He was like
Oh
the
yeah.
first guy on Sports Illustrated, first UFC fighter. Yeah, because I was actually just talking about him, I think in my last podcast episode or the one before that, where he was like on fire in the UFC, and then I don't know if he got injured or what happened. Ever since then, he
Yeah.
fights now in Bellator, and every time I see him, he loses. It's like a
Oof.
shame, because he was
Yeah.
one of those guys. I mean, Uriah, I got to admit, Uriah's been pulling it off because he had like 3 losses in a row, and then he had a win, then he had a loss, but you never know. It could be on.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those fighters that's weak mentally. Like it seems like,
Yeah. He can
right?
break. Yeah.
He's not like a Conor McGregor or like the style bender, like really strong, or like John
Yeah.
Jones, like really
Yeah.
strong mentally. And I think he actually admits that sometimes.
Yeah. I think it shows in his fights. I remember his loss against Paulo Costa. He was actually piecing Paulo Costa up, but then Costa seems to just have that will to kind of carry on and push forward, and Uriah Hall didn't. He kind of gassed out and then just became like a punching bag, just taking them hits. And
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
think I remember that. It
yeah,
was like he was really nervous in that fight. So
yeah,
that's interesting.
it is.
And then you got for a strawweight title. Now was Rose? I'm trying to remember. Was a strawweight, or was she a
Yeah,
different
she
title? I know
was.
she
She
was a champ.
was.
I just don't remember. Was it
Yeah,
strawweight?
yeah, she was. She was strawweight champ, and she actually lost it
She
to
lost to
Jessica
Andre.
Andrade. Yeah, yeah. Andrade then moved up to flyweight.
So this is interesting. So it's
Yeah.
3. Yeah, I'm actually having my friend over. I have my one friend. I haven't seen him in like 8 months because of COVID, but we're both like vaccinated now. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward. He's
Yeah.
coming up next weekend. This is going to be a good one. So they got 3 title fights.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this one, Zhang Wei is the one who beat Andrade.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Rose is going to be able to pull it off.
I look, I
All
really
depends
like
on
Rose.
who shows up that day.
Yeah, yeah. I really like Rose. Like I've been a big fan, but Zhang Weili she's something special. She's a real champ. Like she has proven herself, I think. And I think if she gets past Rose, she's really gonna solidify herself as like a really strong champion in UFC. And yeah, I'm leaning towards Yang. I think
I'm trying to
she's
see.
just hungrier.
It's kind of weird because she had to a fight before. Because I'm looking at her record in MMA Junkie. I guess I'll probably have to Google it because she had to have come from like another fight organization, right? Like Invicta or something. I'm
She
trying to
might
see
have.
because
I'm
there's
not
no way
sure.
that you come out of the blue like that and then become the champ. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, yeah. I know
Yeah.
she had a few like
Oh, she
really
fought
impressive
some.
wins.
I never even heard of this Kung Lung fight. I guess it's in
Oh yeah,
China.
yeah.
I
She's a
guess maybe
Chinese,
it's.
yeah, Chinese fighter.
I've never heard of it, but I'm not in that area.
Yeah,
Uh, that's interesting. Yeah, so she came out of that, and then she was a strawweight champ over there. Because but hey, she's only got one loss. Rose Namajunas is another person. How can I say this? Like her personality, like wish she'd grow her hair
yeah,
back. She looks pretty longer hair, but and I think she made a very fast improvement, particularly in her
yeah,
grappling game since she
yeah,
started out. Um, but she's kind of like Uriah Hall. Like I think like she broke mentally, especially after Andrade. But we'll see.
yeah,
I mean, she did win. She did
yeah. She
like
won the
she
rematch.
wanted the rematch. I don't think
Yeah,
I ever saw that one. There was a few of them I missed. I got to catch up on my UFC fights.
yeah. She did. She did. But I would say she didn't look as impressive as she did in the first fight. Like Andrade was piecing her up. I think Andrade actually broke her nose. Like you could see that she got kind of beaten up in that fight. And if you
Mm.
kind of compare that to Yang versus Andrade, Yang blitzed her and, took her out early in the first round, knocked her out. I just think, I just think Yang is just on a different level. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
that has potential to be probably the fight of the night. Like,
I mean, she beat Joanna, right?
yeah,
And that and I was always impressed with Joanna.
yeah,
She held the belt for a while. She did
yeah,
very good, very technical fighter. I think
very,
the only reason I don't think she's at the top now is I think the body's like torn up.
yeah, yeah. Because she's
Because
been
she's
through
broken her
walls
hands a
early.
few. She's broken her hands like
Yeah,
5 or 6 times.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's pretty
It's like
interesting.
she peaked pretty early on in her
Yeah.
career.
Then I think we got. Let me move. What we got here? Then you got Valentina Shenko, Jessica
Yeah,
Andrade. I'm gonna go with Valentina because she's like another one,
you have
right?
to.
She's always
You
at the
have
top
to.
of her game.
She is. She is. She looks
Yeah,
so good in all of her
I'm
fights.
gonna give it to Valentina for that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think
She
Valentina will take that one?
she's a beast, man. Like it's Nunes and then Valentina right there.
Yeah,
Right there. I think
definitely.
because she's lost to Nunes, I think that's like one of her early few losses. It's kind of taken it down a little bit, but compared to any of the other girls, she is just leagues ahead, it seems like. She just seems to know everything. Like no one is. I know people were saying that she missed a step in her last fight just because she arguably lost 1 round out of 5. That just shows how how above she is. People are just nitpicking at
Yeah, she's built like a
1 round.
tank.
Yeah, she really is.
And then we got the main card. I'm gonna have to give it to Usman on that one, man. I like Masvidal, I really do.
Yeah,
but I mean, he lost to him in the past.
Yeah, yeah,
Masvidal is gonna have to do something to counteract that wrestling because Usman just
yeah,
likes to take him down and pound him.
yeah.
He's
I
gonna
think,
he's gonna have to change that somehow. Not
yeah,
get pushed up against the fence. He's gonna have to make it so that they're in the center. And it's
yeah,
not
exactly.
that Usman can't strike,
Yeah. I mean,
but
he
I
proved it in
think
his
he
last
did
fight.
that with him because he's afraid. I think he thinks that Jorge is probably a little better than him, especially in the
Yeah,
center.
yeah, yeah,
And then the other part, from what I remember on that fight, is Masvidal's cardio. He was
yeah,
tired, right?
yeah,
So there, for Usman, he's gonna have to keep doing what he did before. For Jorge, hopefully he did a lot of cardio work
yeah.
and worked on his
Keep up.
wrestling. He's
I
got the
think
stamina.
Jorge's best chances are in the first, second round, 1, 2. Those are the rounds where he has to do the most damage on the feet as quick as he can. Because the longer it goes, Usman is just ready. He's built he's been a champion. He's done like 5 round fights for so long. Like his cardio is not even a problem. He knows that it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah,
And the wrestling's going to drain on Masvidal if he doesn't take him out early. Maybe
yeah,
a flying knee. Do what he did to Ben Askren.
yeah, yeah. But we'll find out, man. That's
Yeah,
it's not like we're betting money here, so we'll find out
yeah,
next week, man.
yeah, yeah, man.
Okay?
This should be a really good card.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then, do you follow any other organizations like Bellator or anything like that? Or I was following
No.
Bellator. It's Showtime, so I'm debating whether or not to get
Mm,
Showtime. Like the first
yeah,
week, they were showing the fights free on YouTube. Now they just show
yeah,
the heroes on YouTube.
yeah,
They
yeah.
started
I keep
watching
up a
one
little bit.
championships because it's free.
Yeah, yeah. One has had a few good fights recently. They're like a cool organization. They do things a little bit differently, but they're pretty cool. Like their social media stuff is pretty fun.
Yeah,
Um,
but
but
I think the overall production, I don't think. I think obviously the UFC does it better. I
yeah,
think the
they do.
are better. Although one of them went over to Bellator. I keep forgetting that guy's name right now, but he's really good. And then
Yeah.
Bellator had a really good one, little short, bald dude that actually had a reality TV show about fighting where they would go around the world, him and this big
Oh,
football guy, and they would
yeah,
train
yeah.
fights. They did a karate thing. Then they went to Japan. They did a judo tournament. I can't
What's
think
his
of the
name?
guy's.
Yeah, I can't think of his name either.
It was a reality TV show. Actually, let me see if I can find it. And then,
Yeah, I keep up a little bit with Bellator. Um, yeah, but the UFC just the UFC's been putting up really good fights. Like this whole pandemic, Fight Island stuff, they've just been running MMA. It seems like
Jimmy Smith, I think, was the guy's name.
Jimmy
Is that it?
Smith. I think so.
Yeah, he was on a show called Fight Quest.
Yeah,
You could check it
yeah,
out on YouTube. It was really good. He would go like each. There was another. I don't know if you saw it. There was another one. This was called Fight Quest, and there was another one. This was on the Discovery Channel. There was another one where it was a big guy and a guy like my size. Like the big guy was like a football player. He was an ex-football player. Then there was a guy like my size, and it's both shows were exactly the same. Like they would travel the world, study a particular martial art for a couple of days, and they would actually compete. in that martial art. So if they trained Thai boxing for a few days, then they do a Thai fight, which was insane. They did a jiu-jitsu tournament, in-house jiu-jitsu tournament after training jiu-jitsu, like they were in Brazil. Then they go to Japan, and then they did judo, then they did stick fighting. So it was really, I can't remember that one, but it was, if you Google reality MMA shows, it was on. This one was one of them. It lasted for 2 seasons, but yeah, he was really good. He actually had a couple of amateur fights. He was really good, but I can't remember the other one. Anyway, guys, so we're at the end of our fight picks. This is Marc The Shark with AJ from Let's Talk Fight. I definitely want to have you back on a show, or vice versa.
Yeah, man, this was great.
It's kind of cool doing it with a guy from overseas. And again, he puts out his podcast is called Let's Fight. You can find it on Anchor, iTunes, Spotify,
everywhere.
I don't know if you have it on iHeartRadio or anything like that, but do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, we do. Let's Talk Fights Pod.
Okay, are you on Instagram or Twitter or?
Yeah, everywhere. Just type in Let's Talk Fights, and we'll be there. Yeah,
that's great. And then do you have a YouTube channel too, or just a podcast?
We've got a YouTube channel. Gonna start uploading the videos up pretty soon. But if you want to check out episodes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that, streaming everywhere. Let's Talk Fights.
There you go. All right, guys. So don't forget, every Saturday at 3 o'clock, I got an episode, but the podcast episodes go out on Sundays. And then check out the YouTube channels. I'm not as frequent with the YouTube channels. I usually put them out in bits. I go months without putting up something, and I put up 4 videos in a row, spread out over a week.
Yeah.
Podcasts and Twitch, I'm always here. All right, guys. Take care. See you guys next week.
Peace.